jkoper is, of course, a legend in the Z2R community, and ta909 is also quite skilled, and it's no surprise that we've got them both here. What's up?
My apologies, everybody. I was still muted when I did our intro. So, welcome to ZSR. Welcome to a Z2R finals race. Nightcrawler is talking. I'm pushing buttons. I'm going to give it back to him now because apparently I can't do the talking thing at all. So,
It's all good. No, but this is going to be a fantastic game. Uh, it, I'm very excited to be able to, present and commentate on the finals for the NIT, the Naboo Invitational Tournament. Um, especially because it's been a while since I've been able to com with various electrical problems. So being able to jump in here at the end is pretty awesome. But yeah, I guess I don't have that much to say until they get started. You all of our audience should know that these are both two very skilled runners. Nice to see Rexy in chat. How's it going? And looks like they're both readied up. Should be starting in just a moment here. Coper rip. I wonder if that's like a little good luck charm for himself, or if he's not feeling so great. ta909 was just practicing before the race. He was practicing his Barba fight. So I think jkoper was getting stuff ready during that time, or maybe getting in the zone. I don't know what Coper's uh, sprite is off the top. Oh no, it's Trogdor. That's right, Trogdor. For those of you who have not seen Homestar Runner, yeah, that's one of the characters from that. Oh wow, we got a nice little. I'm pretty sure this is a mountainous biome here, and the starting position is inconvenient, but it feels safe. You know what I'm saying? Like if you lived in that little valley, you'd feel pretty safe, wouldn't you? Unless there's a mudslide or something. All right, so we have the medicine cave on both of their sides. A little bit hard to do in the dark. Oh yeah, oh gosh, I don't know. Yeah, okay, good. Picking up the medicine here. Both of them picking up their life levels, and doing that, of course, increases your health. And ta909 managing to get the P bag. It's very difficult to get those P bags in there sometimes. I think Coper's was a little slightly less conveniently placed, so he's given up on that instead of giving up the time to get it. And if it was more centered, then it's harder to get, and that might have been the case. It might have just been basically impossible, that down stab. Burninate them. Alright, we got a heart container in Heart Container Cave. I'm not even sure if this is even randomized. jkoper was taking care of a bouncy cat there. It's a little bit difficult to see when it's as dark as this. You don't... I mean, when he's on beep strats, you do not want to get hit by anything, and the bouncy cats are especially unpredictable. It took him a while to get that last hit in, and so it's kind of a good thing that it didn't get through that gap there, because eventually the bouncy cat always gets through. For those World War II historians among you, World War II and interwar era aficionados, yeah, the bouncy cat always gets through. Yeah, the medicine cave, man. This is, I'd say, the toughest cave on this continent to do in the dark. But they're getting through it pretty well. Having that extra heart container and the extra life level is definitely helpful. jkoper picking up an attack level, and so is ta909. Always happy to see attack levels. And of course the bot taking his pound of flesh from ta909. This is why we can't have nice things. And an up and A, that's a pretty good up and A. You don't really have a lot of experience that you're throwing on the ground, and jumping out the other way is not is not especially good. But jkoper is going to walk it out. I mean, it's just 3 experience, but I suppose, you know, he figures that he can get up pretty quickly. What's up, Muck Police? Yeah. Yeah, that was a big thing. That was a big moment. You know, everyone was waiting for the Trogdors to land. And when's it going to happen? What beach? You know? Are the Trogdors going to Normandy? Norway? Or are they going to France? Who knows? Lifetown? Thundertown. Alright, so Thundertown is the more important town because you literally need it to beat the game on this flag set. 100% required. And the fact that you could just go in and get it is pretty nice. I wonder what the cost is going to be. Meanwhile, jkoper going into a very rough colored palace. Like, this is Colgate Palace. We're going to call this the Colgate Palace from now on. I didn't see the entrance, but this is either 2 or 5. And ta909's Thunder is 98. Okay, pretty expensive, but it can roll down to like in the 60s, even at level 1. But I believe in the vanilla game it starts at like 128 at Magic 1, and it doesn't start going down until you get to like Magic 7 or something. I'm not good at memorizing values, but it could be worse. And there's the boots. Early boots, interesting. I wonder if that means we're going to see an islands biome or a canyon biome. Well, yeah, a river, canyon biome, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, glove or fairy required to go up that way from jkoper, and we don't have either of those yet. $200-point P-bag on the floor. Always nice to get your P-bags early. If you don't have your P-bags, if you just settled in to watch this stream, and you know, Z2R games are pretty short compared to some other Zelda games, but if you have your P-bag with you, you are more prepared than the average bear. What's up, Chad? Mr. Chad of the Burt. Alright, ta909 found a different palace, not a Colgate Palace, scrubbing your eyes clean of any gingivitis. But not going in because ta909 is not being quite as adventurous. Oh yeah, whew. I forgot these guys picked up the magic key. That's kind of an important distinction as to the practicality of entering these palaces early, but ta909 is still not ready to commit. I can kind of understand it. You know, you got the tools to get through most of the palaces, you know, pretty okay, but some rooms, of course, require the glove. Some rooms require fairy spell. And you just can't tell until you get in there and look around. This is a worthless... Oh. Okay, not so worthless. Actually, that could be a pretty interesting thing, because getting out of here... Oh, wait, no. They got the boots. Never mind. It's not that interesting. Oh, wait. That crosses a mountain on the mountain biome, so boots aren't going to help you there. So actually, yeah, it is still interesting. That little dead end there could be critical for continuing exploration, and jkoper might have difficulty progressing in the overworld until he finds that. I guess we'll have to see how that turns out. Pup Time, nice to see you in chat. And Airborne Muffin, what a name! You missed my stupid joke earlier. You would have liked it. You have to go back and you have to watch the VOD. It was an Air Doctrine meme. Alright, we got jkoper versus Helmet Head. For those of you who don't know, taking the big fireball hurts a lot. That's why jkoper just died. The little fireballs that come from the helmets that get knocked off are not nearly as powerful, and also getting bodied by him, I think, is in between the two in terms of how much it hurts. But yeah, 2.5 hearts, actually more than 2.5 hearts for a single powerful fireball. That's not good, unfortunately. ta909 picking up the fairy spell. I didn't see what town this is. I think this is Mito. which should allow me to get down stab, which is going to be a huge, huge benefit. Yeah, this is Mito. jkoper having, man, I think he's kind of off his game. This should be a relatively easy get for him, but unfortunately that does lead to a game over. He's getting out of here and continuing his exploration. I certainly don't blame him. This is, you know, Helmet Head. He can be kind of tricky, unfortunately. He seems simple, but you know, sometimes if you don't have that perfect rhythm, he's one of those bosses where if you don't have a perfect rhythm, it's easy to take the stray hits, and at low life levels, that can lead to a game over. Welcome to chat. Please play again in DB. Nice to have you here too. Thanks all for joining in. Helmet has been training with Guma. Yeah, that's right. I can give you most powerful magic. 98 for him as well, of course. Same magic level as when ta909 entered. And with a fairy spell, yeah, I guess having the fairy spell, it doesn't matter. The Bagu hint. So, meh. I found a mirror under the table. What if there was no reflection? What if? What if, guys? What if Link was a vampire? Think about it. Could be. I don't think it would really change anything, but... ta909 picking up the spell. That unlocks one item location and can be used in a tricky way. You know, sometimes, even if you're transformed, like if you're in GP, even if you like break a boss bot into the smaller bots, those are GP small bots, so they have more health and they deal more damage. If you then cast spell, which doesn't work on large enemies like the boss bot, it will turn them into normal bots, which can be killed easily. So, you know, there's reasons why you may want to do it. You can also use it to despawn certain enemies at times. It might be not, you know, it would be nice if it also cleared fireballs like the Thunder spell does. Maybe it does, and I just never checked. Will Link be able to hit the cross? Yeah, good point. I don't think he would be. Domino. Yeah, I think that'd be a no-go for poor Link. Although, does Jesus exist in Hyrule? I guess if Jesus existed, Ganondorf would probably not. I don't know. I don't know what the ecumenical implications of, you know, Jesus of Nazareth in Hyrule would be. I'm not an expert of such things. Man, I like seeing keys getting picked up, but it's just not going to happen this day. Jesus was another version of Link? Okay. Yeah, I could see it. It's funny, jkoper also finding this little patch of forest, figuring he should search it. Good instinct. He doesn't yet know that he's going to get fairy there. So, it seems right now that ta909 is a little bit ahead of jkoper because of the foray into Palace 2, which didn't quite work out for jkoper. So ta909 does have a little bit of a lead here, but it's nothing huge, especially at this early stage in the game. Yeah! Jesus would have to start with boots. That's a good point. Oh, and then... If you got the water of life, it would just turn into alcohol, wouldn't it? How many races today? This is the only one that I'm doing. I didn't check the schedule before I came in, unfortunately. Sorry, Sonic Ichigo. Now, is that, like... Is that like Sonic the Hedgehog in like, one of those... Soul Reaper outfits, or like street fashion, or is that a really fast strawberry? Oh man, jkoper not lucking upon the error, or the Bagoo. Bagoo is my name, and my name is Bagoo. He finds it. Took him a little bit longer than ta909. ta909 sort of, you know, just sort of, yeah, lucked into it on the first try as far as I remember. Alright, we got the item in Colgate Palace on ta909's side. Oh, just love. What's love got to do with beating the seed? Nothing. But a second-hand item. What's love but a second-hand item? Sorry. Alright, Fairy Spell required... This is a very cool room here. You can clear it with either the glove or the Fairy Spell. It's pretty well designed for that. So, good thing that they have the Fairy Spell in that case. Sonic the Hedgehog and Ichigo from Tokyo Mew Mew. Okay, wrong Ichigo then. And Ichigo is a pretty popular name, so I was thinking that maybe it was a different Ichigo. I mean, let me look up... I've heard of Tokyo Mew Mew, but I've never seen it. Looks pretty cute. I like those designs. Especially that girl with the green hair. That's probably my favorite immediately. Game 2 of this best of 5 will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, hopefully on one of these channels. Yes, I hope so as well. Who will be the first person to brush away this Colgate Palace? Come on. Give me a clap for that one, guys. Give me a little clap. Exactly. Man, if you don't floss, your dentist is going to give you a hard time when you go to see him and your gums start bleeding. You gotta floss. You gotta do it. My mom was obsessed with floss for a while. It's crazy. Oh. jkoper picking up his congratulatory pee bag, turning in the gem, and yeah, exactly. Brushing this palace, and now it's like a breath of fresh air, having put that palace behind him. Not bad. Fresh breath. Toothpaste. Got it. Crabs restream. Ah! Lost cause! That's good. That's lateral thinking. I approve. That's really good. Oh, a death from ta909. Helmet Head claims another victim. If he dies here, that's not great. Wait, jkoper didn't pick up Fairy, huh? Uh-oh. Ooh. That means no downstab. That means nothing in terms of clearing palaces, because ta909, because jkoper managed to finish that palace without the Fairy spell, so nothing yet. Oh god, that's a game over. Ooh, oh, but yikes. Okay, so ta909 losing some time for sure there. He's gonna have to come back here later. What's up, Trails? How's it going, buddy? Is this best of 3 or 1 and done? Alan Heffley is saying this is best of 5. First game. Alright, so ta909 is here in Maze Island, like my favorite place in the world. When I was a kid, one of my favorite movies, like when I was really young, was Treasure Island, I think. And that's pretty much what I think of Treasure Island. It's like, it's just a treasure hunt. You just walk around and you find treasures. It's great. Here we go. Alright, thank you, DK. Oh, alright, that's a magic container on ta909 side. See, first treasure got. But yeah, DK9146, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. Yeah, you're joining the first out of 5 games in the finals of the Naboo Invitational Tournament. These finals are between jkoper and ta909. Both very good racers. ta909 had a distinct advantage. Well, I mean, it's still pretty early, but he had, I'd say, a 6-minute advantage, probably. But it's significantly lessened because he noped out of P2 after getting a game over to Helmet Head the same way that jkoper did earlier. Now, with the boots here, you can travel over any navigable water in the randomizer. In the original game, there was only certain tiles of the water that you could walk on with the boots. And they look the same as every other water, so you just kind of had to rub your face on the ocean until you guessed right. But in this game, you can walk on any of the water. At least that's the default flag set. Oh no! Drop that pee bag. Oh, that's too bad. I was really hoping for it. So, any water except for the stuff on the very edge of the square map, of course. Like, I mean, this is not the back rooms, guys. Alright, ta909 entering the old lady's house. Trying to steal her butterscotch candies. Getting the raft. Not sure if it's going to be useful. Anything's still possible, but we've seen 3 continents so far. Well, if you consider Maze Island a continent. We haven't seen Death Mountain yet, but we don't necessarily need Death Mountain. It's also possible you could need the raft to go from one part of the overworld to a blocked off part of a different overworld. That does happen from time to time. Aaron, thanks for coming in, and Brian Williams. Awesome to see you both here. And that's the hammer for ta909. An important item potentially, especially after we're knocking out more and more item locations without finding the glove. The glove is... Oh, silly Dabbit. Welcome. Yeah, so the glove is not 100% required, but it's like 99% required. Like, nobody in their right mind tries to finish a seed without the glove. You might do it out of desperation, and if it works out, you actually will typically get a faster time because you're guided toward the correct path because you're not going through any of the glove blocks. But that's really unlikely. So we're looking for that glove. You can look in the palaces for glove, of course, but the palaces, it's generally preferable to look for your items in the overworld. So it's generally much faster. So having the hammer, which is an overworld item, which you use to unlock certain item locations, is nice because it kind of narrows down where that glove might be. I don't think we've seen a hint for it yet, though. And ta909 picking up the child. We don't have the reflect spell yet. I don't think we've seen it yet. The child might be required for that. Unfortunately, I haven't been keeping as close a track on that. That was GP right there on the lava on the beach. Kind of nice. But we're not going there yet. We can't go there yet. And Turtle Guy. Fire jump. Oh gosh, that's... Thanks for the report. I did not see that. Fire jump. Okay, you know, that's not bad. That's not bad because that means they don't have to get jump later. Jump is not required, I don't think, for any rooms that are in the randomizer currently. It's kind of difficult to make a room that requires jump. and can't be solved in other ways. But it sure is useful in GP. There's a lot of rooms that don't require jump, but they're way safer and or faster with jump. No MCs? Oh no. Yeah, yeah. Without MCs, I think the rules are set up so that you can't, if you get like Magic 8, it sets the cost to a maximum of 64. That could just be a proposed rule for the next version, and I'm getting confused. Yeah, ta909 just picked up an item. I forgot what it was. But oh, plunger, cool. Thank you. Yeah, so ta909 has all the overworld item locations he can get to now. There's nothing that can stand in his way for getting overworld item locations, but he's not really trying to do that. He knows where GP is. He just needs the one item or the one thing that gets him the gloves. So what that means is that if jkoper finds the glove coincidentally before ta909 can use the items that he got to look for the glove, then that could be a big advantage for jkoper, because it's nice to be able to have all these items to check everything. You don't have to backtrack, but it's even nicer to just kind of get lucky and find what you're looking for immediately. And even with all these overworld item locations, there's still a possibility that it's in a palace somewhere. Yep, routing is absolutely critical in these games. Aaron, yeah, for sure. If you don't mind, it's a little cold in here. I'm going to turn on my space heater. Everyone tells me they can't hear my space heater when I'm on mic, so if it causes some audio shenanigans, let me know. Okay, so if that's messing with my audio, I'll turn it off. Okay. We got hammers being thrown, really maces. You dodge the mace. Good thing you can see it in the dark. And that's the hammer for jkoper. Alright, thanks, Tomo. Alright, and fortunately, because we found GP earlier, we know that the palace at the end of VOD, which ta909 is doing right now, is not going to be GP. However, I don't know about doing this check yet, because he doesn't... Or, hold on. Is this VOD? Or did he check VOD and then... Sorry, I must have missed him checking VOD earlier. I think he's leaving VOD right now. My bad. Sorry, guys. I was looking at jkoper's screen at the time. Okay, cool. Yeah, but generally speaking, I would prefer to check VOD later, because he still doesn't have a effect spell. If it's Palace 4, then that's kind of a waste of time. Man, you can tell jkoper's, capturing it right off his, like, CRT. You guys remember the colors from the NES back in the day? Sometimes you'd play on a different screen and it'd look different. That's because, like, the NES doesn't actually have predefined color values for each of its color values, if that makes sense. Like, there's, I think, 64 colors that it can display, kind of, but, like, 8 of them are black and they're all the same. Something like that. And then the rest, it's just kind of, oh, there's the cross. Cool. If he were a vampire, he wouldn't have found that. But yeah, the way the 24th color looks on one monitor isn't going to be the way it looks on another monitor, and that's why sometimes you'll see, streams from some races looking different than others. It's just kind of how it worked. So the plunger is useless, unfortunately. Yeah, so it was a desert tile that appeared. I believe ta909 already picked up an item from the desert tile. that hint was not useful. ta909 really looking for, or really hoping to get the glove hint, and so is jkoper. There is, you know what? There is a hint, potentially, in Old Kasuto. Is anyone crazy enough, fool enough to go in there? Like, even if you do, there's no guarantee that it's going to be the kind of hint you want. ta909, pick it up. Reflect, very important spell. You do need that to beat Mr. Karok. And jkoper getting up stab. This guy's got wild hair. Who's got hair like that? Victor Santa Fe has hair like that. Victor Santa Fe is the upstab guy? Oh my gosh. The resemblance. It's uncanny. If you guys don't know Victor Santa Fe, he is our resident, video gamer, musician enthusiast. He's been responsible for organizing like concerts, or at least parts of concerts in his native country of Colombia, I believe it is, and for video game music. And he's even played with like the keyboard before. He's hooked his keyboard up as an input device and played that like musical keyboard. So he's a pretty fun guy. He's got wild hair like the upstab guy. That's why I'm mentioning it. Yeah, jkoper, I can see his face cam. You guys can't. jkoper's not got much hair. Like he's got it cut pretty short, like I usually do. But it's too cold to cut my hair short right now. Can't see ta909 though. Maybe he's got hair like the upstab guy. jkoper entering yet another palace. Unfazed by his lack of fairy? No, he must have fairy. By now. Perhaps not. Oh, wow. Well, Horsehead is horse dead, guys. Thank you very much, Tomo. Yeah. I appreciate it. Alright, that's gem 3. So in terms of gems, jkoper's doing very, very well. And if he finds a glove in a palace, which he's going in to check now, he could get a significant advantage over ta909. Now, ta909 is in the same palace. He's also in Palace 1. And I'm sure he's going to check the item location here as well. But he already has invested time into the overworld checks that he's done. Whereas jkoper has gone and done more palaces as he's gone along. And we have a double Horsehead in Palace 1. This is Horsehead and Horse Ned. Or Nedhead? Bedhead? Nedhead? I don't know. Ed and Ned? Horse Ed. Because talking was... Oh, okay. Guys. Horse yay and horse nay. Gosh. There we go. Alright, jkoper also coming across Horsehead. Now, as I was just saying, yeah, Glove was in P1 all along. And ta909 has all his required spells. So... I feel like this game is starting to favor jkoper more, because he has gone and done more palaces as he's been going along. And he hasn't kind of wasted... I'm saying that in like in absolute terms, right? The correct kind of the meta play is to do just that. The meta play is to check the overworld item locations, preferentially to the palace item locations. But in a case like this, where it's just the item in P1, it just kind of doesn't work out for you. So jkoper does not really need any other items, and he knows it. I don't... Yeah. If the raft tile is somewhere, and it leads to some item, it doesn't matter, because he has all the items he needs. Yeah, see, there's the reflect spell. He'll stumble upon fairy, and because you know everyone wants down stab, right? And ta909 getting his up stab right now. But jkoper can now skip all item locations. So can ta909, of course. But it's just a matter of, you know, relative in their playthrough, in their completion. It's happening at an earlier state for jkoper, so he doesn't have to invest as much time in the search. Now, it might still have been, you know, relatively even if ta909 finished P2 on his first go through. But I do think jkoper has the advantage right now. Now, jkoper's still looking for items. Perhaps he's looking for magic containers? Could be. I don't know what the cost of thunder is right now. jkoper has magic 5, and generally higher levels than ta909, which is to be expected. He has finished more palaces. Alright, revenge on the Colgate Palace. It was not a flossed cause. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, it was 2% Chunkus, that was it. Ha! You doing it again? You're gonna compete with Irene Punmaster at this point. Yeah, it'd be pretty hard to put like baking soda into a joke, wouldn't it? It's I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, that's pretty much what toothpaste is, the most active ingredient. Ah, there we go. Ilk and Hell, very nice. Alright, and now we got a dead head. We had horse head and helmet head, now we have dead head. Nothing beats good old NES music, except, you know, objectively speaking, other things beat it, but whatever. I like it. Ah, I knew the bubble would claim its blood. Alright, jkoper entering into P4. You can tell because it's got a spooky spook in the front gate. And it shares pillars and pillar capitals with P1. And also GP and the Northern Palace. But, I mean, if you don't know if you're in GP or the Northern Palace, I don't know what to tell you. They all could have had unique sprites, the way the game is kind of built. And in fact, in the Japanese Famicom version of this game, Famicom Disk System version of this game, there were only 2 different tile sets. And that must have been boring. And it's like 2 different tile sets in 2 different colors, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I'm really glad we got a lot more variety in the NES. Yeah, more songs would have been nice. I know when I played Zelda 2, I was a little bit disappointed that, like, the classic overworld theme was, you know, kind of different. It wasn't like in Zelda 1. When I was a little kid, I preferred Zelda 1 over Zelda 2. Before I knew the glory of Zelda 2, of course. Before it had converted me. Oh, that's a good thing he cast Shield right there. ta909. He definitely would have taken a death there, which would have cost him some time as he was halfway through the room. And there's an item for jkoper. He's gonna go get it. Oh, no, wait. Never mind. That's not right. I get confused sometimes. jkoper, I don't know. Seems a little indecisive about where to go next, but he's surely working it out in his head, the most likely path to the boss. And this is probably the right direction. It's a good good decision here. I tend to gamble if and when I play. I would have seen that left down, and I'd have been like, yeah, I'm taking that down left. You better believe I'm taking that down left. Even though that's not, you know, actually correct. ta909 picking up another magic container, I believe, and that is super useful. Shouldn't have any trouble casting thunder at this point. I kind of think that it's time to stop picking up items. I'm sure he's ready. But jkoper finding the mighty wizard Karok. Let's see if you can send him off. And mighty wizard indeed. This is the upgraded Karok if you haven't seen this before. And he's dead. But Karok was the easiest boss in the game. You just go in a corner, you duck, and that's it. And then you beat him. As long as you're facing the correct direction. That's all you have to do. But, we decided to make Karok a little bit more challenging, but for the racers like jkoper, that's not really a huge increase in the challenge level. So that wave beam pattern and the beams that go high instead of low, and like the variable speed of the beams, like that's all new programming by our boys Elendar and yeah. Yeah, J-Ro, sorry. Brain fart happened. Sorry, guys. I was sneakily going onto the Crystallis Discord to see if his name was on there. Yeah, J-Ro was also responsible for the Crystallis randomizer. Don't let Mirai tell you that it's pronounced Crystallis, because that's ridiculous. Or sorry, ridiculous. Okay, it's Crystallis, guys. Come on, like a chrysalis, because Messiah is in a chrysalis. She's in hibernation, right? You wake her up. You were in a chrysalis, right? It's a play on words. Except maybe not, because the original Japanese name is Godslayer. But whatever. Ah, I love it. I love it, silly dammit. I love the dolphin. He's so great. No, it's Crystal Coke. The TA Bernard Gem? I'm sorry, I missed it. He may have. He is at comfortable levels to beat the game, and you know he's in it to win it. I'm a scared little Nancy, and I will take attack level after attack level if I can, because you know you kill shit faster when you got a higher attack level. But not everyone's a little Nancy like I am. Some people live on the wild side. Okay, he took life 9. Sorry, life 6. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think Mariah used to burn gems more than he does now. He's getting older, you know? He's slowing down. Poor guy's gone bald. He's gonna kill me. But yeah, if anyone in chat likes Zelda and hasn't played Chrysalis, what are you doing? Don't download it right now from a site. Definitely don't do that. Actually, Chrysalis is available for purchase, I believe. There's an SNK pack on the there's an SNK games pack on the Switch, and I believe it has Chrysalis in it. So you can pick it up that way, and I recommend that pack. It's a really cool pack. It's got like Psycho Soldier and stuff. I was so sad when the Chrysalis hero was not in SNK vs. Capcom, or Capcom vs. SNK. So sad. Alright, we got elevators here, guys. Everyone's going right, because that's probably where the bosses are. Unfortunately, I would be able to tell you. Oh, wait, no, I do remember. Yeah, wait. I vaguely remember the direction of Kirok, because ta909 is in Palace 4. It's difficult for me to memorize the Palace locations while I'm commentating. It's kind of a thing that I can only really do when I'm playing. jkoper now facing off against Barba. This is the boss that ta909 was practicing against before the start of the race. And I did see someone do a pretty funny custom sprite for this with an Octorok with like super long tentacles. That was in the sprites, the custom sprites Discord chat. 1,000 buckaroos! Dang it. So close. Don't you wish you had another 276 bucks? Oh well. C'est la vie. You take your knocks and you keep on giving. Almost at 666, but we're not quite there yet. I'll just mark the barbecue on Coper's side. Yeah, I think it got attributed to TA. I don't think TA has done 6 yet, has it? Exactly. You know the thing with that number, I've heard that people try to apply like numerology of like the English alphabet, and yeah, they weren't using the English alphabet back then. But apparently, if you use like Aramaic, the Aramaic alphabet with like Hebrew words or something, it comes out like the 666 comes out to mean like basically Julius Caesar. So it was kind of a political commentary, like this guy is the enemy of, you know, Christians at the time. Or no, sorry, Nero. It was Nero. Someone, one of the Caesars at the time. I guess it would be the only Caesar at the time. So the beast is dead and buried. Oh, he killed the dragon? Okay. Cool. And that is a Rebo, dude. Dead. Rebo dead. Easy kill. Take it. Come on. You can't say no to an attack level. You'll kill stuff good. Lurid is definitely a word. Barbie in pink. You know, that might be a cool sprite. Like a Barbie? Barba? Could be like a mermaid Barbie sort of thing, and she's got like a really long body. Or just like a super long dress. Did I never play the Barbie game on NES? Anyone else? My parents got it for my sister, and I played all the games that were in our house, so that meant I played that too. I remember it not being as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I think most people would hate it, honestly, because it's kind of confusing. It's kind of like a boy in his blob, a little bit. A little bit. It's like Mario Cross with a boy in his blob. Legend of Zelda: Caesars of Time. You know what that kind of sounds like? This kind of sounds like Scissors of Time. Could you imagine if the Master Sword was just a pair of scissors instead? Like a big pair of scissors? That'd be pretty cool. I would go in for that. That'd be great. The Caesars of Time. Alright. We are at the Guma Palace. Very pink. Very magenta. Yes, it is. You can get pretty crafty with that item too. Pizza. Sorry guys, I just can't help myself sometimes. The music's good, but you're right, could use some more music. There is a feature that is being implemented to make it compatible with music from other games. I don't know how excited that makes me. I don't really know about that, because like if I'm playing a side scroller and I hear Ninja Gaiden music, I'm gonna want to move like Ninja Gaiden, because like the tempo, right? It's just gonna kind of throw me off a little bit. But you know, some people like that kind of stuff, being able to play the random music. But the nice thing about it is that if someone wants to create music for Zelda 2, if they wanted to make like if they wanted to make like the Tarm Ruins song, you know, from the Oracles game on the NES, it would be a lot easier to learn this more universalized file format than whatever Zelda 2 uses for its music files. Or music tracks, I guess. It's not really a file. So, potentially we could see more music. I know someone up there was saying there. This is DOS levels of pinks. Yes, this is, what is CSA? This is CSA levels of pink, you're right. And that's not Corporate Sector Authority, that's, sorry, no, not CSA, CGA. My bad. That's a type of monitor back in the day that had really, really strong pinks and teals. It was something. Pepto-Bismol pink? Yeah, you better believe it. Great minds, huh, guys? Malcolm? And Turtle? But yeah, there was a... Speaking of like the CGA format, because you know we're talking about the old DOS games. I think that was technically pre-DOS, but like I know what you mean. There was a game that came out on the DS that was pretty popular. I think it was a downloadable game, one of the few downloadable games, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was 3DS, called like Mutant Mudds. And it was kind of just like an average platformer, but like there were like levels that were in like there was like a VGA level with like VGA colors, or like a like CGA levels and stuff, and I think a Virtual Boy level, which is obviously the best one, guys. Virtual Boy is clearly the superior option. You know, if Nintendo had released Zelda 2 on the Virtual Boy, it never would have lost its place as the world leader in video games. There it is! Last boss before the last boss. At least in this seed. Now, if everything's correct, ta909 is actually pretty close behind jkoper, and has a lot more magic to his name, which can definitely be a factor. jkoper does have superior levels, but if his next level is going to be life, which I don't think is that useful, guy. So levels, you know, they will favor jkoper, but you know, just by the life spell, you just don't get hit, and you don't need life, right? If you don't get hit, you can be on beep shots the whole game, and you'll be fine. I wonder what it is about these levels that can have falling bricks, or maybe it's the level, sorry, the rooms that can have falling bricks, the rooms that have no ceiling, that changes the colors of the enemies. What about it does that? I wonder. Because there were no falling bricks in that stage, sorry, in that previous room, but it was still affected as if it did. I've never really looked into it significantly, but you can have, you know, these rooms and palaces that just change the colors of enemies from their normal palettes to something else. Oh, you didn't want that. But getting out of there without taking a hit. What are we doing? What? What's going on, guys? Are we getting the P back? I don't think it's gonna matter. What? What's going on? I don't get it. Okay. I guess he delayed a little bit too long for his own liking. I wonder if it'd be faster to up an A after you beat Guma. Nope, definitely not, because that's GP right there. Alright, and the gate has opened. It's race to the finish, as a Smash Brothers announcer would have said. Alright, yeah, that's what he said. I love those little bonus levels. Exactly! That's right, Sonny. Board the platforms! Race to the finish! What's a target hit? Was the target test just target test? I don't remember. Thanks for the time. Something like that. Link! Trapdoor versus Fighting Polygon Team. Break the targets. There we go. So what do you guys... Oh, shoot. We got an early T-word. I guess I'll shut up for a second or two. Alright, we got Thunder prepped. And since this is nice and early, having less magic than ta909 doesn't really make a big difference. It's really bad when you get to Thunderbird later on in the palace and you might be out of magic and you might be low on lives and you might be forced to take a death and that might be your last life, or you might have to farm for a jar or something like that. Actually, I haven't seen jar drops in this. I don't remember seeing jar drops, but it can be a pain. But when it's right at the beginning, it's not a pain, and you can up an A if you really want to get all your resources back, and you'll have only lost a couple of rooms. But I don't think jkoper's going to do that. I think he's going to keep going. He's still got all of his lives, and he's still got a lot of life on this life. Does TA have a chance other than getting lucky in GP? I think at this point, it's kind of all about luck. Unless it's a very challenging GP. But see, the thing is, jkoper is not going to fall prey to any ordinary GP. Like, it's going to take a mighty GP to take him down. Yeah, so the thing about an early Thunderbird, though, is that the Thunderbird tells you you're on the right track because Dark Link in this flag set has to be behind him. So if you see Thunderbird on this flag set, you know that any decisions before Thunderbird are irrelevant, because you can't have like a drop or something that skips Thunderbird. That's not allowed by the randomizer in this flag set. Technically, you can do like a skip and get past him, but that would be illegal in the tournament. It's like one of the only rules that Z2R has. You can't skip Thunderbird if Thunderbird is required, even if you can technically like force the game to skip you past him. So anyway, what all this means is that when Thunderbird is early in the palace, especially if there's no branches before Thunderbird, that means all of the branches, all of the choices are after Thunderbird. And that means that there's a lot of room for luck. A lot of room for luck when you have an early Thunderbird. And so it comes down to the routing. If they follow meta routing, then they'll follow the same path. If they're both doing meta, which unfortunately it's hard for me to keep track of them both at the same time, so it's hard for me to tell. If they both do meta, then jkoper's not going to lose. If one of them is not doing meta, then it's kind of anyone's game. But the Thunderbird is down in ta909 side, so he obviously didn't have any problems with T-Bird, and he's still got 2 lives in stock. Don't get rubbed by those bubbles. Yeah, it's really just all about the routing. It's not just all about luck, by the way. There's absolutely combat skills. There's platforming skills. If you can take a second or two in every room you're in, you can crawl your way back into a lead position. And of course, if you recognize loops earlier, and if you are doing sort of the mental math in your head to figure out, okay, what's the most likely direction to go in? Because you kind of like do some statistics in your head when you're playing this game. Not like complicated statistics, but you kind of have to at this level to win matches consistently. That's kind of why meta routing is because without any other information, meta routing is the most likely thing to lead you to the boss. So all that's to say, with an early Thunderbird, it's not a lost cause for ta909, not at all. So that's a dead end for jkoper. He didn't want to see that, and that leads him in another direction. He's going to be taking this left here because it is the closest available new direction. The last right that he could have gone would require him to backtrack a bit, so he's going to check this left, even though lefts are less likely to take you to the boss. But now with this elevator, we're back to the same likelihood as previous branches. See, if you're going left, you cannot get to the boss. You have to turn around and go up, down, or right. And that's because the game has certain limitations, and that is like if you load a boss in a boss room going from right to left, the game will freak out and bug out and stuff. So that's something that's not available in the game. And some people... Is there a loop? Oh, okay. Yo, Elendar, nice! Nice to see you here. Yeah, some people want like the randomizer to have no limitations and just, you know, any direction is just as likely as any other direction, and you know, maybe figure out how to fix that bug and make it so that going from right to left should be able to lead you to the boss just as much as going from left to right. But I actually think that if you make it all the same, if you make everything just as likely as anything else, you're not actually making decisions anymore. And that kind of takes away from the game. You want there to be an actual difference between going left and going right. But all that's in the past. We have Dark Trogdor versus Trogdor. And with this amount of life, there's basically no way for jkoper to lose, so it's pretty much gonna be it. Unfortunately, Dark Trogdor is not the hardest enemy once you figure out his tricks. So the match is decided. This one's going to jkoper, but ta909, you know, put up a valiant fight. Wasn't that far behind jkoper. I don't know if he's in the same path as jkoper was. I do remember that bot from a second ago, but yeah, if anyone's holding on to their G's or their G's, I want you to donate them into chat. All you have to do, very simple. You find the letter F on your keyboard, you find the letter H on your keyboard, and you hit the key that's between those two. You press it twice, and then you hit the enter button. And that's how you give GG's. And Trogdor comes in the night. Ah, nice. I didn't know that ending was changed. Welcome! I'm assuming this is Mr. Koper?
Yes, that's me.
Sorry, I didn't have my... I wasn't looking at the Discord at the time. Congratulations! Good game.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if ta909's going to stop into chat. I don't have the race room open. However, you did kind of lose the lead a little bit early on, but not by like a significant amount. You know, ta909 was having... okay, so ta909 is not going to be coming in. So... Yeah, so he... Oh, sorry, there's a little bit of echo here. Oh, I see why. I was listening your stream at the same time. My bad. Yeah. So you guys started off going in different directions. You hit up P2 earlier on, and unfortunately, game over there. So that was kind of a little bit of a loss in time, and ta909 was focusing more on like overworld items and overworld collection, and so he was building up his inventory. Um, but then it turns out he didn't really have to do that as much because the glove was in Palace 1, and also he also game overed in Palace 2 when he did it the first time. So that kind of put the advantage in your court, although it was not a huge advantage. It was I didn't see the difference in time. I think it was like probably a minute and a half or 2 minutes or something like that.
What do you mean by the difference in time?
I mean, his entry time and your entry time into GP, I believe that they were like a minute and a half or 2 minutes apart. I didn't time it, but
Oh, okay. So were we on the same path in GP then?
I believe so. I think I saw a very familiar King bot, but yeah, I think he was heading in that same direction. But you got to Darklink pretty quick there, considering we had an early Thunderbird.
Yeah, there were a couple branching paths, but yeah, I mean, I was happy to see the drop. That's usually a good sign after an early Thunderbird. Yeah. So the thing that messed with me the most this seed, honestly, is I don't know when I picked up the medicine, and if I had it early, that was definitely a mistake.
Oh yeah, because you didn't have fairy for quite a while, and down
Yeah. Yeah, I I talked to the medicine lady to see where the medicine was, and then she let me in. So that was unexpected.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have come back there if I didn't have fire jump, I guess.
Yeah. Was medicine and I know there was something that wasn't randomized, and it was an early cave that wasn't random. That was the same as vanilla. It might have been medicine, because I know medicine cave was like the third cave you guys did, so maybe it was that. But yeah, I know it was a fairly early cave, and you had the world as your oyster, more or less. Well, you had an oyster with two branches. I guess it's not an oyster anymore, but.
Yeah, I mean, they gave us the any key right away, so that allowed us to go into pretty much any palace, and then we had the easy connector to get to Maze Island that led to everything else. So, yeah, the biggest suspense of the seed was where the glove was and where the important spells were going to be, of course. So,
yep.
Once the glove came out of one, and yeah, I pretty much knew that I was done, except I thought I still might need the medicine. But also, like the first thing I got after checking an item after getting the glove was a magic container, which is always welcome. Of course, I wouldn't have been able to beat the game at the level I did without the 5th container. I don't know if I finished on 5 jars, or was it? I think it was 5. I think it was 5 because it was 44 for fairy, and I could only cast it once. So.
Yeah, because I remember like ta909 actually had like 2 more magic containers than you, and he was at 7. So yeah, that would make 5 for you. And I thought after you cast Thunder on Thunderbird, you had like 1 magic container left. Maybe it was just under. Was it like
It was just under. Yeah. Thunder was 65 and Shield was 12. So
65. What a troll, huh? Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would have been crazy, but that's why I usually try to always make sure that I have at least a 5th container. So, yeah, I usually say like after maybe the glove and the boots, the 5th Magicitator is the best item in this game. So
Yeah. Yeah, because it happens pretty often when, I mean, really, 64 is the lowest Thunder can go, right?
no,
No? Okay.
I don't believe so.
Okay, well.
Maybe 48 or something. I'm not sure.
And of course, there's always Firelink Thunder as a possibility, but
Yeah, I think the lowest it could be would be half of what it is at vanilla level 8, which is 6 bars, I think. So yeah, that'd be 48.
Okay, 3 bars, yeah, 48. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But it's pretty unlikely for it to randomize that low. And if you rub up against any bubbles before you get in there, that just makes it even harder.
Yeah, it certainly can. But yeah, the GP was very smooth. Other than like not realizing I had medicine and that game over in 2, most of this seemed fairly smooth. I also I probably should have gone back into 4 one more time since I was there, but in the end maybe that would have lost me the race. But I was I was thinking I got I went and found Begu while I was at the same time farming levels up there. But anyway, I went and found Begu and then came all this way, and I have the any key. So this is an interesting place logically and strategically. So I really feel like I should find the item over here. But yeah, I kind of forgot that there were several more branching paths, but they were all kind of irrelevant in the end, I guess. I have no idea what the item was in 4 in the end.
The Bagu thing is pretty interesting, because when a ta909 came across that little Bagu Valley first, because he was doing a little bit more overworld exploration in the beginning, and I thought, oh man, this is a pretty big deal, like this little cave that goes into nowhere. But then he got fairy like immediately after that, so I was like, oh well, whatever. Yeah. But it was important to you because you didn't pick up fairy until much later.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was important to me, but I obviously must have had the medicine I did, I suppose. So I have no idea where I got it, but yeah.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a great race. It was a little bit of back and forth, and there was never like a huge gap between either of the two of you, so it could have gone either way. And your guys' next game is on, what was it, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that?
Yeah, but both of those days.
Oh, okay.
It's best of 5. Be getting together both of those nights.
Yeah, at least 2 more races between you two guys, same time. I don't know if I'll be commenting that, but I'm hoping that there'll be someone to cover the comms on those days, especially considering this is the Naboo Invitational Tournament Finals. That's pretty hype.
Yeah, it's the finals. So, hopefully. But anyway, thanks for doing the comms and tracking everyone else who helped out. And yeah, see y'all next time.
Of course, yeah. Thank you very much for the race. It was very awesome to watch. And thanks to all the viewers there for coming in. We had a lot of people come in today. I think I missed it, mentioning a few people like the actual GG. I think that's the first time I saw that person in chat. But Tomotalk, you want to come in and give the little sign out speech?
Yeah, I can do that. Hi everyone. Knight, thank you very much for solo commenting on that. You did a great job. Appreciate that. Thank you to chat for coming out and doing the talking. To our racers, jkoper and ta909, 901, TA numbers, for giving us a great race to watch, because that was a really nice close one. And chat, thank you for coming out and watching. So I'm going to send this over to the otters because that's where I always send people, and we'll get out of here. Everyone have a good night.